be here with you guys today. Natasha Cloud getting dragged up and down the internet along with Unrivaled for her latest comments regarding, if there's no lockout, the people in Unrivaled are going to be good. I don't really care about the rest of y'all, but the players in Unrivaled are going to be. We're going to get into that. Rebecca Lobo offering a stark warning to the players, saying, look, maybe some of the dialogue you guys are using, maybe calling $1 million salary a slap in the face, isn't the best.
We'll be just fine even if the season never happens. Those words landed like a shockwave across the WNBA. Natasha Cloud, one of the league's most visible figures, made the statement while discussing Unrivaled, suggesting that a possible lockout would barely disrupt certain players' careers. Coming at a critical moment in collective bargaining talks, her comment exposed a troubling divide within the league. It highlighted a reality that many feared. A select few players were insulated from financial risk, while most others stood on shaky ground. Any illusion of solidarity crumbled instantly. Suddenly, the stability of the WNBA and the livelihoods dependent on it looked far more vulnerable than anyone had anticipated, sparking widespread criticism from fans, media, and analysts.
Saying, look, maybe some of the dialogue you guys are using, maybe calling $1 million salary a slap in the face, isn't the best way to get fans on your side, and that's exactly where we're going to start off. Please like the video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel. Rebecca Lobo, worried WNBA players are losing fan support in CBA talks. Quote, when a deal is presented that's over $1 million max salary and revenue share, it's called a slap in the face. Just use different words. This is an article posted by Awful.
The fallout was swift, with sharp criticism led by WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo. Speaking bluntly, she pushed back hard against the idea that $1 million max contract and revenue sharing should be framed as disrespect. Lobo warned that this messaging was not just tone-deaf, but potentially harmful at a time when the league desperately needed public goodwill. Instead of rallying support, she argued, it risked alienating the very fans who helped build the WNBA. Her response served as a reality check, revealing a growing disconnect between player expectations and public perception, and raising concerns that the league's loyal fan base could be pushed to the breaking point.
Careful with how they're articulating things, because if you're working whatever job, a max salary of $1.2 million, average salary of $500,000, if you don't think it's fair, that's fine, but don't call it a slap in the face. Support for the players are definitely waning. Every time they take a dump on $1 million max salaries, $250,000 minimum salaries, $500,000 average salary, every time they trash that, I would say it's a huge slap in the face to the people that are observing these negotiations from a distance. Wait, you guys are saying a 4x increase?
Lobo's concern deepened as she highlighted a visible decline in public excitement around the league. Fan engagement, she noted, was clearly softening, a troubling trend that suggested the players' rhetoric was backfiring rather than building momentum. The constant emphasis on significantly higher salaries was beginning to sound out of touch to many supporters, especially casual fans who struggled to sympathize with such demands. Instead of strengthening the league's image, the messaging risked eroding goodwill. This fading enthusiasm pointed toward a potential crisis that could threaten the WNBA's future growth, sponsorship appeal, and overall financial stability.
NBA comes back, they're not even supporting any player not named Caitlin Clark. Any player not named Caitlin Clark. Not team, any player not named Caitlin Clark. Yeah, there are a good amount of people that are saying, hey, it's Indiana fever or nothing as well. I tried to give you guys the benefit of the doubt, but based on how these negotiations have been going, based on how much you have been gaslighting and lying to us, I'm not going to support you guys anymore. I'm going to prove to all of the players in the league, nobody cares about you, and we only care about Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to buy your merch.
For many fans already navigating tight budgets, it is difficult, if not impossible, to sympathize with complaints that 6- or 7-figure salaries are demeaning. Lobo articulated this reality bluntly, warning that such rhetoric effectively extinguishes public goodwill. When players dismiss compensation most people would consider transformative, it creates an instant disconnect, turning admiration into resentment. This messaging breakdown has carried real consequences, pushing potential supporters into opposition and jeopardizing the very audience the WNBA relies upon for its growth, relevance, and long-term survival.
Go against the players to teach them a lesson at this point. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. And with what Rebecca Lobo said, the average fan at home, yes, the average fan at home, yeah, they would say that that's a little bit ridiculous. But I would also say the old guard WNBA fan, they're behind these players nearly 100%. The old guard WNBA fan is why these players feel so emboldened to act how they do, to demand what they are demanding. It's the old WNBA fans. The new fans, the casuals, they see right through this. The
pushback intensified as fans watched in astonishment while players dismissed a 4 times pay increase as insufficient. To many observers, those comments felt less like advocacy and more like emotional manipulation, leaving everyday people questioning what fairness even meant. Portraying such a substantial financial leap as trivial struck outsiders as dismissive and tone-deaf. That narrative miscalculation has now become a major flashpoint, fueling mounting frustration and deepening the rift between athletes and their supporters, a divide that threatens to inflict lasting damage on the league's relationship with its audience.
Question, but for example, and we all pray it doesn't happen because everybody wants the W to come back. So my question is, if for some reason that there was a lockout and, the season didn't come back.
I feel like I can't say that there is or there isn't because I'm not 100% sure, but I know Unrivaled is prepared in so many different instances. And the biggest one being that we own the space that we play in.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to stay here year round as the players of Unrivaled with equity in this league and with space, financial money, all that stuff, we could stay here, train, play, put on another season if need be. So that's a beautiful thing, and that's why I'm so appreciative to be a.
What many are calling the Caitlin Clark effect has further amplified the widening disconnect between fans and the league. A growing segment of viewers now openly states that their loyalty lies solely with Clark and the Indiana Fever, signaling plans to tune out or actively avoid other teams altogether. For the WNBA, this trend is a wake-up call, revealing that star power, rather than collective messaging, is currently the engine behind fan interest. Some supporters have been explicit, saying they intend to send a message by withholding ticket sales and merchandise unless Clark is on the floor. The sentiment highlights just how overlooked and frustrated large portions of the fan base now feel, a troubling sign for the league's broader appeal.
Premier league that has the best players in the world. Unrivaled doesn't have the best players in the world. They can lie to themselves and think that they do. They don't. Project B doesn't have the best players in the world. They can lie to themselves and think that they do. They don't. Not only do they not have the best players in the world, they don't have the most interesting players in the world. They don't have the biggest draws in the world. They don't have the most popular players in the world. The most popular player, Caitlin Clark, isn't associated with either of those leagues. And both of those leagues' success depend on a Caitlin Clark playing in them. Make no mistake about it. Now, Natasha Cloud is talking all this hot, you know what,